Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It's your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly for pricing, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. And today, we're discussing a lovely 500-piece limited edition in platinum launched for 2009. This is the Lange Sohne 1815 limited series. It is 40 millimeters in diameter, or to be precise, because we are in Glashütte in Germany, 39.9 millimeters in diameter. It's slim at 9.3 millimeters thick and 47.6 millimeters lug-to-lug, with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The watch is broad, flat, and in platinum, massive. The dial is made of sterling silver and then rhodium coated to give it a darker silver aesthetic, but the case is blindingly white platinum PT950. The watch is short enough across the wrist that I can recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters in circumference. It really comes nowhere near the edge of my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, but it does feel remarkably substantial. Taking a look at the hardware and the software, the strap is large rectangular scale alligator leather, semi-gloss. It has a folded edge, a monotone stitch. Then on the underside, you can see black calfskin, and this is a Lange factory strap in brand new condition. You can see that it is handsome gator on the top, calf on the bottom, paired with a matching platinum pin buckle. Lange always matches buckle to case. Some companies will give you white gold with a platinum case, not Lange. Externally, it's nicely faceted and polished and has a few clever features. I always like to shout out this buckle design because it's a smart one. It has an elevated bridge with the prongs flanking so that the strap actually sits in the buckle when it's on your wrist rather than stacking up underneath and adding thickness. And then there's this retaining bar internally, so if you're like me and you use the smallest hole on a strap, or you might even punch a smaller hole, you know that a watch that's tightly strapped can get stuck on your wrist. So this little retaining bar prevents the strap from getting pinned on the pin, so to speak. The case is simple and nicely articulated. Sometimes Lange goes with full polish here. I like the fact that satin is used in the mid case. Then we have a polished bezel and case back. The bezel has a vertical section and then a domed section. The lugs are stepped out. They're nicely tapered and they're fully polished. Taking a quick look on the crown side, you can see it's a Lange crown with the Lange name on the exterior. The dial, I mentioned it is sterling silver, and indeed it is. It is 925 sterling. It is precious metal. It is then galvanized, this lovely light rhodium color. The hands at center are polished alpha style. The cannon pinion on which the hands are mounted is even polished. They're lovely and light luminous alpha style hands. We have a vertically arrayed set of Arabic numerals, and you know this is a Lange 1815 because the Arabic numerals mean you're looking at the 1815 family. We have a sunk sub-register for constant seconds. The watch does have hacking or stop seconds, and you can see there's a small graphical flourish at the quarters. The watch is made in Germany. Turn it all over, and we have a movement L051. So what does that mean? Well, it means that you have a movement that was designed starting in the year 2005, that it was the first movement Lange started designing in 2005, and 0.1 means it was the first variation on that movement. It's a gorgeous manual winder. As you can see, there is individual numbering on the case back, 55-hour power reserve, 21,600 vibration per hour beat rate. It does include a stop seconds function, and you can see the movement is a handsome one with German silver bridges and plates. The German silver is a nickel, copper, and zinc alloy, with the copper giving it that golden hue. That's a reference to the way pocket watches were made in East Germany in the 19th century and early 20th century. All this is water resistant down to 30 meters. It pivots, as you can see, on 23 jewels, and it's adjusted in 5 positions, which is the high horology and chronometer standard. 5 positions is extensive. You can also see that we have Glashütte stripes. We're not in Switzerland. They're not Côte de Genève. We have Glashütte stripes, or stripen, across the bridge. And the primary bridge for the barrels in the train, it's a 3/4 plate. That large bridge is another reference to the pocket watch era. So is the use of a black polished swan's neck fine adjustment mechanism, as well as freehand engraving of the balance cock. Every Lange movement is freehand engraved by an artisan using a burin. You could see that some of the locating pins for the bridge have been black polished, and then we have both black polish on the steel components, and we have fired blued screws that have been blued in a kiln. We also have golden chaton that holds the pivot jewels. Each of these chaton holds a pivot jewel for the barrel as well as the drivetrain. That's another reference to the pocket watch era, when in general machining was not sufficiently precise to press a jewel directly into the bridges and plates, so they would be put in precision machined golden chaton. Those would then be fixed to the bridges using screws. In the modern era, they're mostly a styling flourish, though they do add marginally to shock resistance. The movement beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, and you can see, though there's not a lot of ungulage because there are few bridges, there is mirrored ungulage on the few bridges that are present, with satination on the wheels and engine turning on the base plate. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.